have already learned about what a subject is, and we have also seen that the subject and the verb must agree with each other in a sentence with regards to number and person, which means that a singular subject requires a singular verb, whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. Now today we are going to learn about some more rules related to subject-verb agreement. One of the prisoners dash escaped from the cell. Now here, what is the subject? One of the prisoners. Now we will note the verb will be decided by the noun one. Now with one, we will always need a singular verb. So one of the prisoners. So of the prisoners is describing which one are we talking about. One among the many prisoners has escaped from the cell. So here what you need to remember is that whenever you have a phrase like one of before a noun, you will know that noun will be in plural always, and the verb that follows this entire phrase will always be singular. So when the subject is made up of a noun phrase containing one of, then the verb following is singular. You should always remember one is singular, so the verb that follows the phrase one of will always be singular. Now if the sentence would have been two of the prisoners dash escaped from the cell. Now in this case, what is the subject? Two of the prisoners. So here two means more than one. That means it is plural. So in this case, we are going to say have. That is, two of the prisoners have escaped from the cell. So what is helping us to determine the verb? It is the word two and word one in this case. So with one, it is singular. With more than one, two, three, or any number you can think of, it will be have escaped. Now there are certain subjects which always take singular verbs. They are each, everyone, everybody, anyone, anybody, nobody, no one, somebody, someone, something, either, neither. So these are some of the words which will always take a singular verb. Let us see some of the examples. Each mango costs 10 rupees. So here each mango refers to one mango. That is, among many mangoes, we are referring to each of them. So every mango that we are talking about costs 10 rupees. So each has the sense of a single mango. Therefore, each mango means one mango costs 10 rupees. So we have used a singular verb. Similarly, if we say nobody lives here. So here nobody is the subject, and with nobody we mean actually nobody. That is, no one lives here. So here we have used a singular verb, that is lives. Has anyone read the newspaper today? Now this is a question. What is the subject here? Anyone. Now the verb is has read. So with words like anyone, we always use a singular verb. So here we have used has read. So has anyone read the newspaper today? We are not saying have anyone read the newspaper today. That is wrong. Neither of the books is mine. Here neither takes a singular verb always. So even though books is plural, we are not going to use a plural verb because the subject is neither. Neither of the books, that is none of the books is mine. So we see that with words like neither, none, anybody, anyone, we are always going to use a singular verb. So don't get confused when you see plural nouns used with words like neither or either, because the proper subject with which the verb should agree is neither in this case and not books. someone has rung the doorbell. So here someone is the subject, and with someone we once again use a singular verb. So we have used has rung. So note the difference. When I say some children have made this poster, here some is denoting more than one. So some children is denoting plural number. So there we have used a plural verb, have made. But when I say someone has made this poster, we are using a singular verb, has made. So even though someone has this word some, don't get confused. Someone refers to a particular person. We don't know who, but there is some one person whom it is being referred to. So someone has made this poster. Every boy and girl is present in class today. Now we know that every is always followed by a singular verb. So even though we have boy and girl, we actually are referring to boy and girl. We are still not using a plural verb. We are still using a singular verb is. So whenever you have things like every boy and girl, it will always take a singular verb. Many sages were born in India. Now we know that when we use words like many with countable nouns, we always use a plural verb, were born. But when I say many a sage dash born in India, are we still going to use were? Will I say many a sage were born in India? No, it would be incorrect. In this case, we need to use a singular verb. Why? Because here the phrase is many a. So remember, when I use many, I use a plural verb. But when I use many a, I always need a singular verb after that. Now fill in the blank with the correct option. The sentence is each plate and spoon dash cleaned. And the options given are. So what are we going to use here? Well, we see the word is each. Now with each, we always use a singular verb. So even though we have plate and spoon, there are two nouns here, still we need to use a singular verb. So here our correct answer would be is cleaned. So each plate and spoon is cleaned. Now look at this example. Either the servant or the children have decorated the room. Now here what do we see? We have the conjunction either or, and the two nouns are the servant, the children. But we have used a plural verb, have decorated. So we have a plural noun, the children, just before the verb. So what do we see? The verb needs to agree with the noun that comes just before the verb, or which is nearest to the verb. But if the sentence was either the children or the servant has decorated the room. So here you see the servant is the nearest to the verb. So the servant being singular, we have used a singular verb, has decorated. So the rule is when two nouns are joined by either or, the verb should agree with the noun which is closest to it. So in these cases, what do we see? When the children being plural is closest to the verb, we have used a plural verb. The noun the servant, which is singular in this case, it is followed by the singular verb. Neither the passengers nor the driver is at fault. In this case also, what do we see? Passengers, the driver. We have neither and nor as the conjunction. Now passengers is plural, but driver is singular, and our verb is singular. So what have we done? We have to make the verb agree with the nearest noun. The nearest noun to the verb is the driver. So the driver being singular, we have used a singular verb is. But if the sentence was, neither the driver nor the passengers are at fault. In this case, what do we see? The passengers is a noun which is nearest to the verb. Passengers being plural, the verb is also plural. So the same rule follows in this case. When two nouns are joined by neither nor, the verb should agree with the noun closest to it. So whenever you are writing sentences using either or neither nor, what you need to look at is the noun which is coming after nor or or. Now look at this example. Not only Reena but her parents were also present at the program. Now in this case, we see were is the verb and it is a plural verb. But we see that here Reena is singular but her parents is plural. So here too we see that the noun coming just before the verb is determining whether the verb should be singular or plural. So even in sentences using not only but also, the verb must agree with the noun which comes closest to it. So we can also write it as not only her parents but Reena was also present at the program. So here was is the verb which comes just after the noun Reena. Now Reena being singular, we have used a singular verb. So here too, when two nouns are joined by not only but also, the verb should agree with the noun closest to it. So with all three, either or, neither nor, not only but also, the same rule needs to be followed. The verb should always agree with the noun that is closest to it in this case, not with the entire sentence. Fill in the blanks with the correct options. The sentences are, either the boys or the girls dash going for the picnic this week. And the second sentence is, either of the teachers dash going with the students. What are the options given to us? Is are. Now in this case, what do we see? Either the boys or the girls dash going for the picnic this week. Now here, this is the verb dash going. Now what is the noun which is coming closest to the verb? The girls. Now that is plural noun. So we need a plural verb. So we are going to use are going. Either the boys or the girls are going for the picnic this week. In the second case, either of the teachers dash going with the students. Now here in this example, we do not have an either or relationship. So here either is the subject, and we have seen that with either we always use a singular verb no matter what noun follows after it. So either of the teachers is referring to one of the teachers only. Therefore, it should always be a singular verb that follows either. So in this case, either of the teachers is going with the students. So note the difference. When we have either or in the same sentence, we are going to decide the verb depending on the noun that comes just before the verb. But when we have only either, then we are going to use a singular verb. So today we have learned about some more rules related to subject-verb agreement. So we need to remember that there are certain words which are always followed by singular verbs, such as every, each, nobody, somebody, anyone, someone, either, neither, etc. And also we need to remember when we are dealing with sentences using either or, neither or, not only but also, then the verb should agree with the noun that is closest to the verb. So all you need to do is take up more examples and see if you have correctly understood the rules related to these words. Also, there are many more rules related to subject-verb agreement which we are going to learn very soon. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English and social science Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. You can also win amazing prizes like PlayStation, iPad, watches, and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at Delta Step, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.